Okay, how's it going, everybody? We've got Broken Arrow news announcement here. So I figured I was going to watch it, and somebody asked me to stream it last time they did this, and I was like, well, okay, I mean, I'll give it a try. I'm going to watch it anyway. Somebody asked me to stream it. You know, like when you go to a horror movie, you always go with your friends, right? Because it makes it less scary. Safety in numbers. It's a lot like that. It's a lot like that. So here we are at the horror movie. Uh, and yeah, it's about to start, right? It's got 3 minutes left. I just need to shill. Where are we? Broken Arrow news reveal, etc. screen. And then we believe in voting on the Hippie YouTube channel, so there's a thumbs up and a thumbs down. If you go to the Broken Arrow news posts, you can't thumbs down them. They give it a fire emoji and a thumbs up emoji, and then you're not allowed to add your own. So if you disagree with it, you're not allowed to say. So it's like, wow, this everybody loved this update. No, they didn't. No, they didn't. So yeah, we're almost there, right? 2 minutes. In the meantime, we can play the Pokemon game. So yeah, I mean, so you sort of, what is that vehicle? And everybody reacts with the emojis below to just immediately tell you it's an L3967. And yeah, it's an L39 Albatross. And then this is obviously an M109. And look, M10P9. And apparently it's a M109 sort of Swedish variant. But you see here, they left the emojis on. Whoever was in charge of this didn't realize that they should turn the emojis off. So there's just a bunch of like clown face emojis on everything. But obviously here they've turned the emojis off, so you can only say it's good because otherwise they'd get rinsed, right? Could probably check the Broken Arrow review score. Maybe it's gone back up. The player count went up a bit because of the 51%, and that's in English. If you look at like the non-English ones, they're a lot lower, especially the Chinese ones, they're very low. So yeah, 47, 45, 50. Sadly, mixed is from 60 to 40, which is a bit crazy, really, because if it's below 50, I'd say I don't really want to buy it. So it stays on orange until it gets to 40, which they have had at times. They've had it go to 40. How's it going, Dimitri? And DF? I'm not doing the whole skill stream, bro. But yeah, we have a poll on the channel. Will something happen? They announced this so that this is an announcement of a roadmap, which is an announcement. So this is an announcement of an announcement, but they made an announcement of the announcement of the announcement on the 21st. And they did that twice. This is another announcement of the announcement of the announcement. But that's the power of marketing, right? There's a reason this game sold so well. Oh, here we go. It's happening, guys. So apparently this is Slytherin's most popular
Hi everyone, and
game.
welcome back to another Dev Chat, one of the streams in which we update you on the ongoing development of Broken Arrow. So once again, I'm here today with
Probably
Felix
not
Hubert,
Panzer.
creative director,
How's it going, Billy?
director of the
Insights.
game and part of Balalaika. And today we'll be talking about the current status of the game and what's coming next in the future of Broken Arrow. So can we connect to Felix? Hello, Felix.
Connection.
Nice.
Hello, Alberto.
Oh, they've left him in France this time. Usually they drag him out,
Fine.
to Italy to
It's
have
always
a
a pleasure
chat.
to have you here, and I'm sure that a lot of people are, curious to see what's next for the game. So shall we start maybe with an update of the live roadmap for the game? Can we have it? Yes, we have it on screen.
His beard's really cool.
Admittedly, there aren't many new things right now, but that doesn't mean that we aren't working
Wait a
on many
minute.
of these
There's
elements.
no new things.
So Felix,
Why
what
are we
can you
here?
tell us about what the team has been working in the near past, and what is the team working now?
Well, first we can rapidly, since last time we showed this
705
this
viewers, by the
roadmap,
way.
we've been
Oh,
adding
what the fuck?
the Skirmish AI.
Okay, it just went down to
It was
460.
previously planned, now it's done. So we have, so we didn't add it. In fact, we added the possibility to play alongside AIs and not only against them. And well, the result of that has been very positive. Since this patch, which contain other stuff,
See, same
we've seen,
roadmap 400. I don't know, it's gone back up now, so I don't know what's going on there.
players, and mostly we have seen the number of players playing Skirmish doubling.
Yeah, actually, we have a graphic about that. Can we show the graph of the
So look, it did go up,
influx
but
of
there was a sale.
players, playing this with the Skirmish? Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, so as you can see, well, maybe it's a bit small for people on some screen, but basically, well, the big gap is the day of the patch. And we can see that before the patch, the number of players was slowly decreasing weeks after weeks, but after that, it's an opposite trend and it's starting to increase. And most importantly, you can see the number of players playing Skirmish every day. It's the blue line.
So that's blue, yeah.
And this blue line has actually doubled. Like we went from 2,000 daily people playing Skirmish to 4,000. And that's on top of the multiplayer. Like all the graphs are not cumulative here.
Going down.
We have double the players playing Skirmish and more players playing multiplayer.
It's because it's today.
And all the other modes, in fact. So
that always tends to happen.
Positive response to this patch. We're really happy with that.
They should have just removed this final data point.
It was containing. There were also an update to the victory screen, which was allowing to better see the result of the match with
Radio
the scores. There's a link to get the code of the match to be able to make a search on the Armory or
that's correct,
website like this to see your match statistics. We also had
sorry, I just don't want to talk over them too much.
For the network. And same, like it's been received very positively with people experiencing less visual desynchronization because of lag. That's quite positive as well. And well, the biggest thing that is coming in this roadmap is the first DLC. Yeah. So the Baltic Battalion free DLC is on our doorstep.
Yeah. Speaking of the Baltic Battalion DLC, it's a hot topic because of course it's new content and people are really anticipating it. So Felix, how is the development going and what is the team focusing on, and most importantly, when do you think we can expect its launch? Also, by the way, I believe that we have some. Sorry, I believe that we also have some never shown before footages, so we also have that as well for you as a treat. But please go ahead.
There you go, fresh content.
We don't have a precise date yet, but we're at this point. We're finalizing it. We are talking weeks to.
Oh, it's a little bad Twitch.
We what does this say? Like I've seen comments. Some people saying. That why is it taking so much time? Because it's just units from the campaign, so just put them in multiplayer and that's it. That's not the case. In fact, you see, we have really made an upgrade for all these units. There are something like more than 30 new 3D models for them. We have upgraded the existing models from the campaign, and well, we have also the customization logic for them, because the units that were present in the campaign were just here for the allies during the mission, so there was no need for customization for them. So now they all have their customization options, and the 2D assets like the hand-drawn portraits for the matte painting portraits for the infantry, plus the voice assets as well. All the voice acting was absent from the units that were visible in the campaign, because once again the player was not playing with them, so it was not required. Speaking of voice acting, I'd like to give a big thank you live to all the guys who helped us to write the battle chatter, because the battle chatter of the Baltic states units will be in their original language, so Lithuanian, Latvian, Estonian. And I would like to thank the guys who volunteered to help me. We've been sitting for hours last week and this weekend to get all the text corrected, make sure that it feels good, and
some
thanks,
unpaid
guys.
labor there.
Really helpful.
Unpaid labor.
But now we are waiting for these
$30
voice
million
lines to be
game.
recorded.
Volunteers.
And that will be one of the last thing we're waiting for before releasing the DLC.
Amazing. Yeah, it's also due to this kind of community involvement that Broken Arrow can reach this level of detail that has so many hundreds of thousands of players hooked. So we're very thankful for that. Shall we talk of update 0.13, which will be accompanying the DLC?
That's not possible in game, is it?
About
all those
what's
tanks
coming in the update.
Well, so it's our 13th update since the release of the game. So as you can see, we have approximately like two per month in average. So this is the update that will arrive with the DLC. It's containing a balance patch to fix old problems, but also adapt to the arrival of the new Baltic states units. Currently, USA is the dominant faction with recently around 53% victory rate. So adding the Baltics unit on top of that would probably go in the direction of increasing the US victory rate. So we need to
nerf it before it comes out
and make sure that the balance of the multiplayer is maintained with the arrival of this DLC. So there's a patch of balance, but also we're introducing new features and quality of life, like the possibility to make emergency airdrops with planes. So you, instead of planning an airdrop way in advance, you can just click the unload button, or in fact click twice.
Oh, that's a good feature, actually. That's a good feature.
Just like you can make an emergency unload from ground vehicles, you will be able to trigger an airdrop immediately, because we've observed that the feature of the airdrop is something that people really like in the game, but in multiplayer it's really hard to use. So having this function to drop in emergency, we should help to make
what do I do with these points?
The feature more viable. We also have stuff like infantry, helping the micromanagement of infantry, because it's something that many players struggle with. So we will add the possibility to resupply infantry directly inside of the transport to avoid having to unload, resupply, load again, send the transport.
That's a good feature as well, actually.
To do. So we've improved that.
You can see the pathing breaking in real time here.
Delay before you can unload, to avoid unloading at the last second. Also transferring the stress from the transport to the infantry inside.
Oh, there you go. That's
to avoid having the situation where transport is destroyed, but the infantry inside is perfectly fine, which was considered unrealistic by many players. So we're fixing that kind of features. At the same time, they can have an impact on the balance, but generally they are independent things most of the time. We're still working on them. What else? We got streamer safe mode coming as well. It's been in our plans for quite some time.
The LDE drama.
But now it will be done. So streamer safe mode basically means that the streamer will be able to hide their identity during their live, and also hide the chat to avoid getting people with malicious intent coming to insult them or to try to get them banned from whatever streaming platform they are. So we got this. It's also the occasion, since we have new units, etc., to make a compression of the elo. So it's not a total reset, because a reset would mean that good and bad player would both go back to 0. It's a compression, so it means that the top players will remain the top players, but the quantity of elo difference between the players will be lower. And we will adapt the matchmaker to work with that, so that it works with it better works with smaller numbers. In fact, the more elo is inflating with very different numbers, the more problem it creates. So at some points we need to recompress that regularly, and this new DLC is the occasion to do that.
So pseudo ladder reset.
That's great.
Sorry, I'm not adding too much. It's just stuff, there's no dead space here. They just keep talking.
Some influencers especially asked for the streamer safe mode for obvious reasons. So really good direction.
It's been discussed since release. Honestly, I've been talking with streamers at release, and they were already talking about that. But we do stuff. We see a lot of work, not an infinite amount of time, and we are committed to improve the game in every possible way. It's just things arrive when they arrive, when we had time, when we had enough time to work on them.
Of course. In previous
LDE quit because of that.
We call the PTE or public test environment, but it's what it is. Basically, it's a beta testing branch. So update 13 will come with an open beta, essentially. Do you want to talk a bit more about that and why we're doing it?
Yeah. Beta testing branch, basically, it's a separate branch you can opt in when you're from Steam interface, which lets you access to a different version of the game, basically. So
double the price, double the income, like in Wano.
Making a different version of the game. In fact, it's because when the normal branch, what we would call the stable branch,
the whole game is a beta test branch.
We cannot allow ourselves to modify the game too much, back and forth, make tests and stuff like that. It's too risky. We run the risk to introduce many new bugs if we do that. So the advantage of having this beta testing branch is that basically people opt in, so they know what they're signing for. Like, there might be bugs, there might be problems, but at the same time it means that we can try more daring stuff. Like we can try modifying elements of the game.
Do they turn blue in real life?
Sure,
the
F-35 doesn't work.
It looks like my kitchen stove.
While these are stuff we wouldn't do in the main branch. So it's in this branch, it's not totally fixed what we will do. In fact, it's for testing. So what we do, what we don't, what we keep and what we discard will depend on the feedback we get from this branch. And when something has been basically
some do, but you don't think the
a lot of
F-35
satisfaction,
does. Fair enough.
We push it into the stable branch after making all the checks that we don't introduce bugs, etc. So it's an intermediary branch to allow us a closer cooperation with
Why
the
is the game not
community
in open
without
beta or
missing
on
the
Steam?
stability of the game.
It's a good question.
Sounds very sensible.
Sounds very sensible. I think people will like it a lot. And again, casual players who are just looking for a stable experience will not be impacted by this. So this should make everybody happy, hopefully.
Amazing.
It'll divide the player base, though, right? It's going to split the player base in half.
We have a Q&A session coming soon, but first I wanted to address, do a small call to action for the community. Guys, if you encounter any bugs or you get aware of any exploit in the game, please don't don't take advantage of them. Report them as soon as possible. Report them to our customer support, and get fixed as soon as possible. It's as simple as that. We want
Guys,
to
you're
have
making
a
us look
fair
bad.
multiplayer environment, a thriving multiplayer environment. So we need everyone to behave as civilly as possible. Which
Negative press is bad for
means
us.
that please don't.
He's talking directly to me. It's very funny.
Of course, what an exploit is also a matter of semantics to an extent. But I'm pretty sure that
I feel very, very
one
cold
is an
out
active
here.
player, there's a good pulse of what is an exploit and what isn't. Felix, do you want to add something to this thought?
No, not much. Well, generally, we try to fix them as soon as possible. Like recently, we fixed an
want
exploit
Edward to
where
join
people
the
could
stream
get
and verbally
some money in advance by refunding, like using the network lag to bypass the server check of the money. Well, it's been fixed rapidly.
And why was it fixed,
the main problem we have is
was it fixed because we made it such a big deal that you couldn't avoid it?
Or for it to get to our
No,
attention.
that can't be it.
Well, after that, there's the time to work on it. Sometimes it's nothing. Sometimes it looks like nothing from the outside, but it's
they fixed it in 48
problem.
hours from it
In
being
this case, like,
made very, very public.
I don't know if it's been released yet today, or maybe it will come very soon. We have another fix for the problem that you can have invisible infantry when the transport is destroyed while
because
they
somebody else posted that on Reddit.
This kind of stuff, for instance, they when we can fix them immediately, we do. And for these two examples, it's been done, or for the second, it will be done in the following hours.
So here are two back-to-back examples of you making an exploit well known to everybody, and then them immediately fixing it. Please don't do it again. I mean, it's ridiculous.
There's no immediate solution. Maybe it takes a couple of days, but we always get to it.
No, but it's a good thing that people report them, make video about them. It's so I receive regularly people contacting me with a personal message about that. There's also a mail address like BA support at slytherin.com with a team of people who gather all these reports and transmit them to us. The main problem being we need to hear about them to fix them. And sometimes people think that it's been reported, like, oh, it's been reported for ages. Why are they not fixing it? And that's the first time we hear about that. And it's like, well, what, did you report it yourself? No. Well, then if everybody thought the same, that somebody else will report it, it's not done. So, and we might miss it. So of course it can be reported, and we miss it because of the flow of information.
So there you go.
It's also important.
This guy just told me not to make a video, and this guy just told me to make a video. So
I think in the general chat,
I'm getting mixed messages here,
and we will never get it.
Absolutely. Besides, the more people report it, the more.
He's saying absolutely. They've just completely disagreed with each other.
Right,
this guy just said don't make it public, and this guy said make a video.
To answer questions from the community now. If you have questions, please type it in the chat, and we'll try to reply to as many questions as possible. The first one. How successful was the easy anti-cheat introduction? Some players say that after its implementation, they noticed more freezes and connection issues. Is this related?
Well, first, easy anti-cheat implementation. Well, first it was efficient in its objective to reduce the number of cheaters. It helps us to detect, to cross information between our internal anti-cheat system, this third-party system, which is easy anti-cheat. So crossing the information allowed to catch more cheaters.
Try to reply.
We are monitoring some of them saying, oh, you cannot do this, you cannot do that anymore. Many of the cheats that were possible before, they are now completely eliminated. Second, it introduced some freezes in the game. Like the previous patch fixed most of them. If it happens to you regularly, again, we would be happy to get a conversation about it, run tests on your machine and stuff like that to check. I've been doing that with another French guy who was experiencing constant freeze after the patch.
The EAC implementation.
We monitored his machine to understand what was happening, and we managed to fix the problem, and for all the other people having that as well. So it was really efficient to do that. So normally now
it's not media trained.
These freezes should have disappeared. At least it shouldn't have like
Felix is curing by insomnia
from the game related to easy anti-cheat. And one thing we don't necessarily have the hands on is problems of connection. Like easy anti-cheat requires you to requires the game to regularly ping the easy anti-cheat server to verify that the user or that the cheater has not deactivated easy anti-cheat.
I think that's a good question.
If you don't manage to communicate with their server for one reason or another, they will consider that you have deactivated the anti-cheat at that moment, and you will be kicked from the match. So we are trying to do our best from our position. However, the network is not. We don't master, the entirety of the network. It's from the user to the service provider, big hubs, then all servers. All servers
well, the game have loot boxes
are provided by a third party, etc. So many people involved, many potential causes of problems involved, and so we do our best with that.
3 open betas.
We cannot solve everything on our side.
Well, I mean, stuff like the save feature isn't there.
We can try to,
launch without skirmish at all. They added skirmish a couple of days in, then they added the AI on your team recently.
Problem we try to go around whenever it's possible.
There's no replay mode. You can't save in the single player.
The next question is sort of connected. There are many complaints about the netcode and the networking part of the project.
And they charge full price for it. And they're like, well, we'll fix it later, now that we've got your money.
Well, generally,
it's just ridiculous,
the big plan is to move more authority to the server. What it means is that more elements of the game will be decided on the server. It will, instead of being calculated on your computer, it will be calculated on the server. This has the advantages to avoid desynchronization between machines, because if two players calculate things slightly differently, this can create a difference. Sometimes the difference is unnoticeable, but sometimes
I thought they'd be spending more time talking about the DLC, saying like what's in it and stuff like that. But
people intercepting a nuclear missile at the very
last
moment.
There's like no new information here, basically. We saw some new footage
point of view,
of a bunch of tanks in a field and so
was
on.
Intercepted, and from the other, it was not. Resulting in sometimes no visual explosion from one side.
Yeah, you're right. This is a little boring.
So having server authority allows to.
I don't know what the purpose of this announcement was.
Not let each machine decide what is real, what is true. You see, but unify this under a single rule. It has these advantages. The disadvantages is that, well, since the server must calculate everything, you require stronger servers, and especially you cannot choose to have everything calculated by the server, because it would have to run with the power of 10
non-credible defense. Not really. I think I've seen it once.
So we need to find a balance between.
Yeah, they've not said anything new yet at all.
If it's calculated on server side,
he said all of this before.
You have connection problems with the server. There are many more elements that you will be waiting for from your network, so the game might be stuttering more and stuff like that. So we need to find a good balance between what is calculated on the server, what can be pre-calculated on the machine and just verified by the server, and what can be left 100% on the machine. So it's a balance to find.
I get the impression. Well, obviously, we have to watch the whole thing to see if
we had a first
they're actually going to say
first
anything.
improvement on that.
So far, it's kind of been
received
nothing.
Quite positive feedback on
when does it start?
The number of people call that desynchronization.
Oh, that's a good question.
Generally, it's not. It's
when
a
does
lag.
It
in
start?
fact, you see things slightly later than what they are. So when the server is catching back with you and correcting things, actually it looks like it's the.
Let me know if the volume's okay.
What happened in front of your eyes doesn't correspond to the gameplay result. That's because the gameplay result has been
does seem a bit tired.
Fixed on the server side, while the visual part
he also
is
seems to be
machine.
like
So
moving
see,
house or something if you look at the background.
But in fact, the damage are applied a bit further or something like that. That's because the damage.
Yeah, the Italian guy also looks very
damage,
tired.
But didn't fix the explosion. So we need to work a bit more on that so that the experience is more enjoyable.
Professional yapper, you could learn a thing or two from him, Hippie.
And
should I buy it?
And continue like that with the final
Wait
goal
for them
of
to release China in
calculated
2027.
server side, so that there is.
Sorry, obviously you don't want to hear two people talking. Wait for them to release China in 2027. By then the game will be 50% off. It'll get a massive boost of players and most of the problems will be fixed. That's what I think you should do.
A highly requested feature, save games.
Save
Why
games.
were saves and replays available at launch? When can players expect them?
Saved games. Questions about saved games.
They were not present at launch because we didn't take the time to do them.
I won more this year.
Why we didn't take the time to do them? Because the development of the game is a series of choices, of technical
really cool.
decisions, and these. There were very old technical decisions that were taken that were preventing these features to be in the game at release, and reworking these fundamental elements.
China just had a coup and purged a lot of people. I heard about that as well.
From at least a year, you see.
I don't know enough about
the release. And the thing is that before you release the game, it's always a bit of a betting game about what's going to be the most important for players. Are people going to play massively the campaign?
I want to talk more and react to what you're saying. It's just there's no dead space here. They just keep talking. So
what we do is we try to bring everything to a good level.
His eye pattern is disturbing. That's a very interesting observation.
Attention on things that will be the mostly.
He's probably got some notes down here.
We know, like,
right?
We know that people would like to have save game. We know they want to have replays. We knew before.
Wait for a Chinese version.
We didn't know how much, how important it would be for people, and now it's very clear that these are
yeah, it is. I don't blame you if you want to clock out. They have said nothing
because
we've been here for
so we are
how
working
long?
on that.
33 minutes. They haven't said anything.
We expect that to be done. I don't know, maybe end of this year. It's really going to take months to rework some fundamental elements of the game, but we're doing it.
Game made $30 million.
The game will have saves
$30 million
and replays at some point. That's for sure.
Awesome. Will the PvE content continue to evolve, and in which direction?
Oh, well, generally we would try to add PvE content with every update. Be it a little scenario. We had the Halloween update, which was very successful. We try to constantly increase it. Here we get the first DLC.
I was going to record that after this is ended.
There will be a new mission for highlighting these units. This mission, by the way, will be playable solo and co-op. and you can choose which.
Publisher took it all. Yeah, I'll admit he's not streaming from his mansion, is he? I don't know what's going on back here. He looks like he's moving out.
If you play with a friend,
maybe he's moving into his mansion
as well. But each player play one at a time. So solo and co-op mission coming with a DLC, and we will continue to make that kind of content. Because we see, like, now we get good statistics to measure what people like to play, and every time we add a new solo content, we see that this is creating a spike of attention for
this is Steam scenarios. Revenue calculator, right?
It's normal that people don't play these missions 20 times, 100 times, so it creates less attention in the long run compared to multiplayer. But we can still see that it's important.
That's in euros.
That there is a public for these.
Try US dollars, $38 million US dollars.
No problem.
Allegedly.
Amazing. Very much looking forward to the new.
And it takes into account regional pricing and returns and discounts.
What about
Steam
balance and future
balance
after the
changes?
Will there be rewards?
It might be wrong.
Anti-air overkill, clone cars, artillery supplies, and so on.
Yes, well, I started to talk a bit about that when presenting the DLC. So yes, the DLC will bring new units. So in any case,
publisher tends to be 30%, I think.
As for the reworks, like,
and if they paid for the development, it'll be more.
For
like
those,
if they actually paid for their salaries while they were making the game, it'll be more.
The beta branch. That's why the beta branch is here. To test strong modifications of the game, but in the meantime, when we're sure of something, when a problem has been clearly identified, there's no need to completely to ask opinions about that. Like at the moment, USA is dominant.
They paid for development.
See that there are some units in particular, like M10 Booker, like the F-15EX with cruise missile and seed. These are extremely popular units. We've seen the BMD.
Well, look, 50% of 38 million
popular
means you still got about 19 million, something like that, right?
We can work on them without waiting for
he owns part of the company
branch, or without waiting for people to say yes, we definitely.
He's the co-owner of the company STB.
We know it.
This guy is very addicted to asking this question.
And as I said, there are, the work I talked about, the airdrop, the fact that we had a little delay.
I would also like 19 million. I wouldn't mind.
Inside the vehicles, all this stuff, they are not balanced per se. They're more ergonomics or quality of life. I don't know, call it the way you want to see that. It's not a win rate. You see, it's more about enjoying what you do and not just winning the match. Mm-hmm. So last patch didn't include balance because we wanted to separate balance from technical to clarify the feedback we receive. As I said, getting a clear feedback is one of the most difficult stuff. So if we put
this is a live
technical,
that's a good question. They say it's a live stream. He appears to be reading the chat. Maybe
eat each other in terms of visibility. So changing.
He's doing something. Something's down here. I'm assuming it's the chat.
At the same time, it allows to see the potential new problems that were introduced better.
Why is it always flicks?
And when we do the balance separated, it allows to focus on that and try to get a bit of a more constructive discussion that is not interrupted by, hey, I got disconnected in the middle, etc.
Okay, thank you. Next question. Will the game support additional matchmaking modes such as 1v1, 3 versus 3, etc.?
That's a good question.
It's
actually a good question.
Note, will there be an unranked mode?
So first, sizes.
Yeah.
We're thinking about it, but we are not planning to do it yet. It's because the decision comes with important consequences.
I don't know why it's not coming up in the top right. Saying
size of matches, we have two choices. Either we make it close to the existing one, like instead of 5 versus 5, we propose 4 versus 4, 3 versus 3, let's say. This would be
thank you for the membership.
Close to,
if Hippie had a 700 decibel farce, it would NBA forever. Thank you for that wonderful insight.
The risk is that they would phagocyte each other, eat each other, like compete against each other in terms of matchmaker.
They would want each other.
So might make it
they would phagocyte
hard to find a
each
match
other
in both modes because they are too close to each other. They compete.
They are reading out questions nobody is asking. That is correct.
Okay,
actually,
let's make something totally different from the current match as a clear alternative. We get rid of this problem that they compete against each other, because let's say we make a 1 versus 1, 2 versus 2.
Fusion systems developers don't do interviews. They don't talk.
With the 5 versus 5, you will tend to have people enjoying.
They're also French, if that's
playing only that, and people
the accent's
never
same.
touching it and staying on 5 versus 5. However, in this
he's
case,
about to become homeless. All your negative Steam reviews have left him in this situation.
Different team size will result in
this game definitely did make $38 million
and a very different balance. And here comes the problem: which game mode should be balanced? Is it the 1 versus 1 or the 5 versus 5? And if we take basically this would mean that we have to make the decision to abandon any intent of balance for one of the team size. So because of these implications, we like to stick to the 5 versus 5 as the only game mode to gather a maximum of people, and in that
you heard him say that, right?
Game mode for the moment.
5v5 is the only game mode.
We are not excluding that.
RIP.
Maybe as part of, if we want to make something more competitive, once we get the observer mode, and we could have
some of these comments are hilarious.
2 versus 2, 1 versus 1 maybe, but not for the moment.
Sounds good. What is the current state of tournaments? Will there be official events or support for community tournaments?
I started to talk about that.
There's a final on the 31st, by the way. I'll be streaming that Broken Arrow tournament final.
Waiting for before launching official tournaments and stuff is really the observer mode. Yep. The support of observers.
Yeah, there's no spectate mode.
Once we get this, for us, it will be the green light for tournaments, so that we can have casters who directly go in the match.
Most of Russian comments are just memes about nerfing the Barbarous.
Guys already doing that, organizing homemade two versus, even 1 versus 1 to 3 versus 3, with an extra player joining each team, not playing, acting as an observer. This is a do-it-yourself solution, and really, really good job.
People
on the guys
ask these questions, and so we will try
really
to answer.
Entertaining to watch. We want to provide you with the correct tools to do that. That's our goal, and once it's done, organize our own tournaments. So it's.
Yeah, sorry, just to chime in there. So there's a big tournament on Saturday. I'll be casting the finals of it. The organizers of that tournament were told by the developers that they want to bring the tournaments in-house.
Users who made the same questions. But we also have some really specific and picked questions from the live chats. So for instance, are you thinking about separating the ELO into faction ELO?
Yep. We're definitely thinking about that.
Faction ELO.
It will not be part of this patch, but definitely yes.
And
not something that we want to wait for another feature or something. I think it would be a definitively good improvement. It would also, help people to switch faction, because what we observe is that the many players have a main faction. They play this faction almost entirely.
Yeah, it's not really a good idea, is it? Faction elo.
So their elo is getting higher, and when they want to play the other faction, in fact, they are basically new players with this faction, but with
not really.
And so
they're not new players.
They use these matches, and it feels bad.
This is a full-length thing, and yes, I have trousers on underneath it.
That would be a very good thing, because it would
if it helps.
allow people to test the other faction without the fear of losing their elo for the other, or without the problem of being clearly overmatched because of their previous matches.
I do have trousers on under this.
This one is an important one.
Awesome. On the subject of elo, Zvorderist asks, can someone ask them to confirm if the beta branch will have any impact on elo?
No, it will not. No, that will be a separate.
That's really something. That's really something.
Opt in for the beta branch, it's like a new profile. In fact, you will.
So you go into the beta,
from zero,
right? Your elo's 0. So if you're an above-average player, you want to get in that playtest as soon as possible and just beat the shit out of everybody. Like it's like a free Smurf account.
On your score, your elo, your whatever, your profile.
That's crazy.
So you can safely basically go in the beta
it's made for hot climates,
basically. Do crazy stuff without
I wouldn't say it's
to impact your.
I wouldn't say it's particularly amazingly profile. Comfortable. I prefer just trousers and a jumper or something. But when I was in Saudi Arabia and it was 50 degrees Celsius, I was glad I had one of these.
Well, you weren't paying attention, but no worries, because I will say it again. Basically, the next big update is patch 13. It will be accompanying the launch of the Baltic Battalion DLC. So we're talking of a few weeks. Felix, do you want to recap super quickly what that patch will contain for those people
cosplaying as a
might
true
have missed
believer,
it, or maybe they just logged in so they missed that first part?
Yep. Well, Journey. So balance
patch 13p
to take into account the arrival of the new Baltic units.
But they're counting these small hotfixes as patches.
Gameplay, quality of life stuff that are arriving. We also have network improvements. We are moving the economy to server side. In fact, so this will help. This will avoid all these exploits with economy that we've seen. This will avoid cheating with economy, all this stuff. So mainly that's it. And well, there will be the DLC is for free. So basically, the DLC itself is a quite important arrival that is coming next.
Awesome. Just a real quick question. Are the new Baltic units going to be in the beta?
Yeah, but the beta will arrive after the DLC, shortly after, pretty much the same moment. So yes, probably.
Okay,
so no beta until March.
LD. Hello, LD.
Oh, it's LD.
Dates for the anti-cheat
there you go.
News about how many cheaters
he is reading some of the... There you go.
I'm not following the day-by-day number of cheaters. Like there are, regularly new cheaters, just like there are regularly new players.
Yeah, they should have made everything server-side from the start, but
exact numbers.
They're all self-taught game developers. There used to be a war game, Red Dragon Pro Clan.
Cheaters, what else?
Any updates on the anti-cheat, or how the anti-cheat effort is going? I assume
is BA playable?
It
depends how much you value your time, basically.
Server, next patch it's economy. After that, there will be other stuff. We are moving them one by one to see how what's the impact before taking the next move.
Maybe we can give you an update on numbers in another occasion. By the way, LDE, since you were one of the people asking for a safe mode for streamers, as mentioned before during the stream, that will come in the game. So our plan is to add the streamer safe mode.
Basically somebody put a hit out on this guy and said they were going to get him taken off Twitch.
System
and then they said they'll put streamer mode in.
We're on it. It's a long work.
Alex, they said it was going to be after the Baltic Battalion DLC.
how information is shared between you and the opponent.
So probably March or April.
Creating a system, getting all the information at once. That would be the server. So we are moving elements on the server one by one, and when all of them are done, this is the moment where the replay can exist, because the server
that's what it's
is able to digest all the information and create a file that is summarizing them all.
Okay, awesome.
So the replay is really like the end game of moving authority to server.
Makes sense.
So that means no replay mode, minimum 6 months.
But once again, everyone, it's always a pleasure to be able to give you this sort of community updates and to give you the latest news on how development is going. It's always a pleasure to interview Felix here. We hope that this sort of open channel with the community can be a good way for the community to stay in touch with us, with the developers, and to have more pulse on how development is going, because we know that you guys care a lot about the game, and we want to provide this information to you, and we want to provide the best gameplay experience as possible to you guys.
No, they didn't.
So once again,
they didn't tell us anything
much for the dedication and the effort you put into
this was.
Us.
I'm sorry for wasting your time, guys. They said this was like a big announcement. They announced this.
I'm playing regularly. I'm meeting quite a lot of people saying, "Oh, you're the real Felix." Well, I generally don't really answer too much, but yeah, I'm here. I'm playing. See you on the battlefield. I hope I will kick your ass, not the other way around. All right.
And speaking of farewells, just wanted to, Speaking of the next update, we'll be back with this stream in 1.5 months, somewhere in March, for another live streaming, which
Flex play with NBK, please.
On how development is going. So make sure to check our Steam page in order to understand when exactly we'll be going live, and make sure to prepare your questions, because I'm sure that there will be many more to follow. So thank you so much, everyone, and have a nice day.
Ciao, Alberto.
Bye-bye.
So that was 55 minutes. And, well, okay, more like 50 minutes, because there was the start. And they didn't really say anything. Because they were like, the way they pitched this was like, big update for, the Baltic Battalion DLC. And so I assumed that they would talk more about that. I mean, let's just recap what they said. They basically said, we don't have a release date. The guy on the left said, don't upload videos of exploits. And then the guy on the right said, upload videos of exploits. And then they had a QA where they were just like, we are working on it. We are working on making things server-side. We are working on dealing with cheaters. The replays will arrive after everything has been made server-side. Like the spectator mode, the replays will arrive after everything's server-side. So that's like minimum 6 months. There'll be a beta test branch which won't have any ELO. So a beta test branch with no ELO. So if you're an above average player, that'll be a good time to just hop on with your friends and just beat the shit out of loads of people, because it'll be completely no ELO matchmaking, right? So you'll have an ELO of 0 and you can just stomp all the plebs. So it's not a bad idea if you want to chill out. Obviously, if you're a below average player, I would recommend probably not playing in that beta branch. No game modes other than 5v5. So that's a change in policy from last time, where they said that it would be 3v3s. They said they were looking into 3v3s, but now he has said no other game mode than 5v5. There's going to be a streamer mode where you can disable chat, because basically what happened was there was a team in the one big tournament and they drew a swastika on the map and they got banned, and then they put a hit out on the guy who organized it, LDE, the guy who was in the chat, and they said, we're going to get you banned off Twitch by posting, you know, swastika stuff on your stream. And so he just said, I quit. So now they've done that to try and bring him back, I suppose. They said they are going to release a patch for the invisible invincible units exploit, and that was tied to the thing where the guy on the left said, please don't make videos of the exploits, and the guy on the right said, sometimes we've never heard of these exploits, please make a video about the exploits. So that was a bit weird. What else did they even say? Like, I thought they were going to be going in depth about the DLC, but we got some B-roll of some things shooting. They didn't give us any stats, any information. Oh yeah, they said the US win rate is too high at 53%, and the Baltic Battalion DLC would make it go up, so our balance patch will address that. So what that means is they're nerfing America next patch. So, and that was it. That was the whole thing. I mean, yeah, exactly. Who would get banned off Twitch for drawing windmills on a map? Not me. Never heard of it. Can you bring up the stats? Yeah, sure. But like that was so here's the play stats. So when it first started, it had, you know, 10 times the Wano players. Now it's 2.5 times. The other stats were the sort of BA Armory win rate stats. But yeah, I was expecting them to actually say something, you know, useful. They didn't really say anything. So this is when the last patch was, over 2 months ago now. Well, okay, about 2 months ago, because this is the end of October, let's face it. And then Flix, the guy who was on the right, was like, well, actually it's trending towards the middle, and he is right, it is doing that. And it got to here, and the Russia overtook it for 1 day. And then it didn't do that again. So now it's 53 versus 46, which honestly isn't too bad, but yeah, it was just kind of a big nothing burger. They didn't really say anything. I was sort of hoping they'd at least give us a deadline. You know, like it's going to come out at X time, or at least show us what's in it. They didn't even show us what was in it. They literally just didn't say anything. So I'm sorry for wasting your time, guys. It's just I thought, you know, they'd do a big announcement, because like they announced this twice. Obviously, there's the announcement today, but they're like, guys, we're going to be doing a live event next week. You're going to get a discussion of the Baltic Battalion DLC. And I suppose they did discuss it a little bit. Yeah. So, sorry for wasting your time. I mean, I'm gonna go do something else, I guess. Oh yeah, the roadmap update. Well, they just showed the same roadmap, but some of the things had been ticked, so I guess it was a roadmap update. And then, yeah, they were talking about bugs and the exploits, and I don't know, it just really didn't say anything. I'm aware of the fact that we have 95 viewers at the moment, and it was like, I've just wasted an hour of your life, so I do apologize. I'm going to banish you to the void now. Now you can go do something more productive. Have a lovely day.